Hello, Highpoint Rockers fans, and a big shout out to the BosBabes fanatics. Standing to my left is Shedrick Long Jr. I'm so excited to have you here with me. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
And I wanted to first start off about talking about the origin of your name. So it's pretty unique. My dad is actually a Frederick Jr. He's a Shedrick Jr.
Right.
So let's discuss, where does that name origin come from?
From my dad, of course. My dad is Shedrick Sr. My brother is Shedrick Cortez Long. He's not a junior because he doesn't have our middle name, but yeah, and then I'm the junior. But we all have Shedrick as our first name, and I guess that's just what my dad thought about making. But crazy thing is, my dad didn't like the name Shedrick when he was growing up. But somehow, some way, all three of his sons are named Shedrick. Yeah.
And how do you like being a junior?
Oh, it's cool. It's cool. I don't know, I guess it comes with being a junior, but I mean, my dad and I are like the same people in one. Like, we always argue because we're the same person. We always have the same thing to say to each other. Yeah.
And I want to have some fun getting to know you a little bit. I'm sure my listeners will have some fun getting to know you too. So these are some out of the ordinary questions, not baseball related just yet, but if you could travel back in time to any point in your life, what would it be and why?
Oof. I'd say it'd probably be being drafted. I mean, being drafted has gotten me to here, basically, you know what I'm saying, to Highpoint, because, you know, just baseball has taken me to so many different places across the world. And yeah, I mean, now being here, that all started with being drafted. Definitely being drafted, that was a great moment of life.
That is a great memory, and that is awesome to hear that you would love to travel back to that time if possible. What is your favorite unhealthy cheat meal? It has to be a meal, not just a snack.
I don't eat healthy at all.
Okay.
So my cheat meal would be a healthy meal. And some days, I don't know why, but I'll crave like a salad. To me, that's healthy. So yeah, I mean, I'll do a salad, or like I'll make like some salmon and sweet potatoes and broccoli, which is kind of healthy, but I don't too much just try to eat healthy or try not to eat unhealthy. Like I don't care what I eat. I just make sure I work out and maintain.
Fair enough. That's
Yeah.
a very interesting answer. And if you could play any other professional sport, what would it be and why? And then of course I want to know, who would kind of be on your fantasy team?
I'll probably play football just because I was pretty good growing up and I love to watch football. On my fantasy team, I say the quarterback would probably be Jalen Hurts. I like to watch Jalen Hurts. I definitely have Patrick Taylor Jr. as one of my running backs. He's from the Packers. We work out together in the off season. Yeah, we're real close, so I definitely have him on my team. Jamar Chase at wide receiver. Yeah, I like Jamar Chase. He's nice.
So what
Seems
position
like a
would
cool
you
dude.
be playing?
I'll play the slot. You know?
Okay.
I'll be like a little Tyreek Hill, you know what I mean?
So I did read some articles on you, and I know that you grew up in Birmingham, Alabama, so we're going to talk about that very shortly. To your point, I know that you actually did play football when you were younger and you were very good at it, so you probably could have went pro potentially in that sport as well. So let's talk about the fact that you are from Birmingham, Alabama. Did you grow up there? Were you born and raised there?
I went in Birmingham, actually grew up in a town about 30 minutes away from Birmingham in Anniston, Alabama. Went to high school in Jacksonville, which is like 10 minutes from there. You know, it's not far, it's all around in one county. Just growing up there, I mean, it was country, small, everybody know everybody, not much to do, you know. There is very family oriented, you know, it's not a lot to go out and do, and so, you know, you just in the community playing, or you with your family just enjoying time.
And a funny childhood memory that you could share with us, whether that be something with your brother, your dad, your family, maybe it's something that happened at school, maybe on the football field, the baseball field.
Growing up, I was a troublesome child. I got into a lot of mischief. While I was a toddler, I got kicked out of daycare.
That's cute though.
So my mom took me to my grandmother to take care of me. 2 days in, she called my mom and said, "You're gonna have to find a daycare that's gonna take him because I can't do it." But hey, I turned out well.
I was gonna say, and all that crazy energy, it's getting put to good use now.
Right.
And any hidden talents that we don't know about? Can you sing a little bit? Can you play an instrument? Can you do some backflips?
Hidden talents would probably be my brains. I was gonna go to school for engineering, so it's pretty smart. And video games. I play a lot of Call of Duty. I'm pretty decent. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Shed, I wanted to ask you about seafood boil. So for those of you guys that don't know what seafood boil is, I'll explain it really briefly. The first time I ever tried it was with my husband Ryan and my in-laws. We were actually in Alabama, which is why we're going to talk about it now. But I'm a big seafood person. I'm from New England, as we all know, and basically you get to pick your spices, whether that be hot, milds. You can have just butter, but you get to choose like what type of sausage, how much sausage, and what type of seafood goes in it. Freaking delicious. It all comes out in this big bag. It's all boiled. It's seasoned to perfection. So,
I'm getting hungry.
right. So Shed, let's talk about seafood boil. How much do you enjoy seafood boil? Do you make it yourself? Do you go out to restaurants to indulge?
Both. I mean, I'll have it at restaurants. We have it at home. While I was injured and I was back home, I was in Texas. We actually just had one with crawfish and corn and potatoes and sausage like 3 weeks ago.
Now I'm jealous.
But yeah, I done one 2 Christmases ago in Alabama for my family. And I actually done it, and I mean, you know, just all the seasoning, the seasoned bags, the Cajun bags, you know, the Old Bay to go in there. And I mean, we done crab legs, we done shrimp, crawfish, potatoes, corn, onion. You know, you got to put the oranges in there, your orange juice, your pineapple, all of that. So yeah, I love a good seafood boil. Sure.
If you've never tried it before, go ahead and head to a restaurant and check out seafood boil. We're gonna switch it over and talk about baseball because I know you're getting ready to head back on the fields. How did your career begin? Did you start playing Little League or T-ball in Alabama?
Yeah, so I started out playing T-ball at the age of 3. I was actually too young to be in the league, but my dad met the guy that was the commissioner of the league and talked to him, and he's like, I guarantee you my son can play right now. And so he saw me and he let me in at 3 to start playing with the 5-year-old kids, and I just took off from there. Since I was able to walk, you know, me and my dad, we'd be in the backyard playing. He'd throw to me. I was 2 years old and I was already hitting off him throwing to me. So like, just baseball, it's been my love. I love to do it.
So natural born talent right here, which is interesting to hear because I feel like a lot of professional athletes that I speak with, they start very young and they're just naturally very gifted like yourself. What positions did you play mostly as a kid? I know in your pro days you played a little bit of catcher. Obviously now you're a second baseman with us. Did you play a variety of positions when you were a kid, or just
everywhere.
one?
Everywhere. I grew up playing literally every position. When I was younger, there were some teams where we didn't have anyone that could catch, so I had to play first base because I was the only one that could catch the ball. Sometimes I would have to play pitcher and just wherever they hit it, just go get the ball, go run and get it, and try to run and tag them out. Like, you know, I played everywhere growing up. And in high school, I played everywhere. Me getting drafted as a catcher, it came about because the first game that scouts came to, I just happened to be catching that game.
Okay.
And he liked me at catcher, and it went on from there.
So you started off as a catcher and then you went ahead going pro. You spent some time with the Seattle Mariners, I believe some time with the Cincinnati Reds, correct? And you had your MLB debut May 11th of 2019. What do you remember most about that big day?
May 11th, 2019, Fenway Park. It was sold out.
Nice.
Yeah, that was crazy. Biggest memory on that day? A lot, honestly. You know, my parents being able to be there, them not answering the phone when I called to tell them that I'm going to be in the big leagues the next day, being on top 10 on my debut. I had a diving catch in the hole against Mookie Betts. There was a lot of good things. But I mean, the biggest memory was just stepping out there in that stadium, knowing like you're a Major League Baseball player, you know what I mean? Like, it's a dream. As a kid, like, that's your dream. You always talk about, you know, what you want to do and 3-2 in this count, but you always talk about being a Major League Baseball player. So, you know, that was surreal.
Any other top memories that you could share from the big leagues? And I know one of your goals might be eventually to get back to that level at some point or to play overseas. Obviously you're playing currently with the Highpoint Rockers, but a lot of guys that are here are playing to potentially go elsewhere.
Number one memory would be Father's Day of 2021. Father's Day of 2021, I hit a walk-off grand slam to sweep the Rays.
Nice.
At home in Seattle. And I mean, that was great. That was huge.
Really good core memory.
Yeah, for sure.
And you are now currently playing here for the Highpoint Rockers in the Atlantic League. We truly enjoy watching you thrive. I remember watching you step foot on that field, and I was like, you could tell, like, this guy has been playing for a while. I even thought your dad was like a former professional athlete. I had to go Google it. I was like, this guy is too good to not have like professional athlete blood. I'm not just making it up. Ask my husband. I did say that to him. But how has your overall experience been so far here playing for the Highpoint Rockers in 2023?
Oh, it's been great. Didn't really know what to expect coming into it. I didn't know much about the Atlantic League. And so I was a little skeptical, but you know, being here, it's totally been an eye turner for me. You know, just for the people that I've met. You know, being in the community, not just at the field, just in the community. The people that I've met here in High Point, it's been a good experience. It'll always be a home from home here. You know, I always come back to High Point and see people. Like, I've met great people here.
What's your favorite part about playing second base? Did you also play second base for the Mariners as well?
I did.
What do you enjoy most about being a middle infielder?
Turning double plays. That's a huge momentum shift for the game. I mean, it's big for your pitcher, big for the team, you know, so I love being able to turn double plays in the middle.
Well, Shedrick, I've been fully enjoying getting to know you. I know my listeners are as well. As we start to wrap up the baseball talk, I see you are newly engaged. Congratulations.
Thank you, I am.
Have you guys set a wedding date yet?
December 9th.
December 9th?
Yes, in
So-
Texas, out where we live. Yep.
So it's coming up kind of quick. Can you share any details? Well, you kind of just did. You said it's in December and it's going to be in Texas.
Yep, it'll be in Texas. It's all about us. We're not doing a wedding party. It's all about us. Yeah, we're going to be purple and white. And
Are you going to have flowers? Are you going to have a specific DJ?
oh
What's
yeah,
your
we'll
cake
have,
gonna
we'll
look
have
like?
flowers. We'll have a DJ. We're going to have a 3-tier cake. I'll have a cake. You know, I'm a huge shoe guy. I got a
Nice.
big shoe collection, so my cake is going to be a shoe, my favorite shoe. That's all I'll say. But yeah. But,
So I won't ask you what your favorite shoe is, so we can keep that part a secret
For sure.
for your family and friends.
Yes.
And how did you pop the question?
So my family came in town for Christmas to Texas. We done Christmas at our place. When they came in town, I called her family, told them, hey, it's a perfect opportunity. My family's coming in town. Y'all are 2.5, 3 hours away from us, so can you drive down here on Friday? And I'm gonna set it up for the room at this steakhouse, and yeah, we'll do it. And so she just thought that we were just going out to eat at a steakhouse with my family that night just because they were in town for Christmas. And yeah, so when we got there, you know, I mean, we went up in the room and there's 30 people there, her family, my family, and there it was. I popped the question. Yeah.
Sounds like a very special moment. Well, The Shed, thank you so much for sharing so much insider detail, not only about yourself, your early years, your baseball career, but a little bit about your intimate life. I hope
Sure.
to have you back on here again at some point and enjoy the rest of the baseball season.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.